And we're live. It's okay. I've muted you. Oh, I'm talking to the mic and this is live. But I muted you guys. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Don't take a sales lead. You tell them to go screw themselves. You're on the TV show. Oh, go ahead, take it. Go take it. I'll take it. Got this. Oh, is that
Welcome to In the Know with Steph and Joe, where, of course, Steph Conley and Joe Turner, through their comedic entertainment and edutainment, talk all about small business strategies, development, and, well, how to actually just get shit done. This is In the Know with Steph and Joe. Today, we're talking about branding and marketing. The emphasis today on branding, of course, and some big news that's going on. Of course, it wasn't the typical In the Know with Steph and Joe intro, because we've got the new 216 The Net website up there. It's rocking, it's rolling. That was your guys' page, designed specifically for the show. Welcome. It's all yours.
I love it, man. Ken, thank you.
Special now.
I know. I do feel special. Cheers. Did you do it yourself, Kent? Oh, that was cute.
Yeah, Jen Krejci. She's one of the she's a wife of Mike Krejci, who is on the Dream Home Experts. She and I spent many hour on it.
Many hour.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, it was lovely. We appreciate it. We're ready to get started. What's the big announcement besides the new website, Steph?
Oh, we're gonna do it at the beginning of the show.
Oh, do you want to wait? Well, then wait. We'll
It's
wait
your
till the
show.
end.
I don't.
All right, then you want to wait?
Yeah, we'll wait until the end.
All right, then.
So you have to listen the whole show before you hear the big announcement.
See, all right, then. See, I wanted to actually give a little lead.
Let's give a little bit at the 15-minute mark too. Just keep them holding in there.
Ooh, okay, all right.
So big announcement coming.
All right, so stay tuned.
Sometime during the show.
Somewhere in the show.
Okay.
All right.
So today we're talking branding and marketing, but we kind of wanted to focus more on branding this week, and then next show we're going to focus more on marketing, because from talking to some small business owners and other people, that we've noticed that some people don't understand the difference between what branding is and what marketing is. So we thought we could help some small business owners out there get that clarified and get
kind of walk through that
right.
web of what all that is, right? There's also, I mean, included in that is also sales, and that's that one we'll leave down the road for a while, because sales is just a whole nother beast that we could talk multiple shows on. But branding and marketing right off the get-go, to me, you immediately think, what is this company that I have? Do I have a logo? Do I have a slogan? Do I have a this? Do I have that? So what is branding? What is marketing? Let's start with that. To me, branding is starting off right away with, what is my logo? What is my drive? What is what we're personifying, right? What are we telling people? What are we doing in the field? What are we presenting as a product that is the cohesive of our brand? Is it all one thing? If you have a good brand, everybody's together in the same field. What's branding to you, Steph? How do you brand?
We brand, our logo's a big thing, because we've had like I've walked into events and people see my logo on my shirt and they're like, "Oh my God, are you the Steph?" That's usually the question.
Steph.
Yeah, that's the question I usually get when I go to events, because they see the logo or they're like, "Oh, I've seen your car." So my car is lettered, so and wrapped. So that's my branding for that. My drivable billboard, if you say.
Right.
You know?
Was it easy to develop your brand?
I think so. I mean, I think so, because once I got my logo done and really, like we were talking in the green room, my
Right.
brand is all about me.
Right.
So I know me.
Right.
So I feel like I could talk all about me.
You can right now. Now, what's the pitfalls about your brand?
That it's all about me.
Okay. Please elaborate on that.
So with going with Steph's bookkeeping service, a lot of people want to know Steph and talk to Steph. So there's only one of me. And as we grow and expand and hire staff and potentially maybe down the road open multiple locations, I can only be so many places or on so many phone calls at once.
I thought of a solution for you right now, because we talked about this in the green room. You just need to go hire other staffs that are bookkeepers.
Oh, well, you want to hear a funny story about that?
Please.
Well, when I worked at another company before I opened my business, I was a manager, Steph, and then my subordinate was named Steph in real life. And so there was Steph and Steph. But we couldn't have her on the phone as Steph because then people would get confused on who they're talking to.
And
so we named her Stacy. So
fair enough.
So everybody would call, and we never told the owners that that's what we did. So if there was a complaint that came in and they complained about Stacy, they had no clue
who Stacy was.
I knew, but I wasn't going to rat her out. The owners had no clue. They're like, I don't know who she talked to. And I'm like,
I don't know who Stacy is. Who's the Stacy chick? That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, I thought about it. We could just name all of my office staff Steph. I mean, and nobody would really know but me.
I mean, really? Well, people would eventually figure it out. But that's okay. That's a gimmick, right? That's a branding gimmick that you could totally ride with to say that like every progressive person is Flo. Right. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things out there that are branded correctly. And if you take that and run with it, you could absolutely own it that everybody in your office is named Steph, whether their name is Steph or not. You got dudes in there with, red curly hair named Steph. And you're like, come again? But that would be great and funny and a good gimmick that people would remember. Mm-hmm. It's all about remembering things. Branding to me is memorizing, knowing what you're representing.
Right. Or even like from being, I don't know if this dates me or not with the people out there listening, but the Empire carpet commercials, the phone number.
Yeah.
Like that was such an amazing branding tool for them.
You're
because I feel
right.
like everybody knew that growing up. And sometimes you would sing it as you were just wandering around the grocery store.
Right. What's the later one now, the newest one? There you go. Yeah, let's call on that one.
The Felco windows and stuff, or
well, those are all local. I'm thinking of,
or that legal guy.
There's so
his
many
phone number
out there.
And stuff. Like
there are so many out there that you can call on that you can literally picture the name, the whistle, the brand, right, and it's just driven into your head over and over.
Bong, bong.
Yeah, nationwide is pastrami.
That was NBC. I'm tone deaf.
You are, but no, I'm just thinking the one that's just sticking in my head is. Pastrami sandwich, you taste so good. Like that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. You name the commercial, but everybody knows it, right? Like it's branded so well into us. Right. That's what a brand is. Marketing, just because we have to hit on marketing, we're going to be talking about it here, and then next show we're going to talk marketing a little bit more in depth on what marketing is and how you can do it better, versus branding, but. We got to touch on it here. Marketing is, going out and actually touching those people and actually taking that next step to what are you going to do with your brand? Where are you going to drive it? Who are you going to sell it to, right? You have to go and push that Are you going to do a billboard? Are you going to do a commercial? There's so much more, right? Are you going to have your salespeople going out there and touching and talking to everybody? How do your employees react to and market to other people? Do they go out and walk down the street and put little flyers out when they're in some neighborhood, right?
We got
Oh,
Pete Galt says that In the Know with Steph and Joe on 216thenet.com, brand new website.
love this show.
So yes, this is a great example. This show is a great example of branding for both of our businesses outside of the education that we're hoping that we provide to all these small business owners out there, or potentially small business owners down the road.
Branding in a sense to me would be, you have this great 216 The Net that has all these great shows. They talk, they have a great cohesive network. They run a great product through and through. And then you have this beautiful sign that's up here marketing 216 The Net on every live feed that you do, every video, right?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look, who would have thought of that? Man, somebody must know what they're doing.
But branding is more than a logo.
Correct. Right. Branding is coming up with that.
A lot of business people think that, you just slap a logo on the side of your truck, you're good to go.
Right.
I'm branded.
Right. I got a website that says the same thing as my logo. I got a logo that says the same thing as my website. I got a Facebook page. I got a phone number. They all tie together. I got a business card. I am branded and ready to go.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
My mom.
Oh, it's Friday.
Okay.
Is it Friday? To me, branding is more than that. It's going beyond and saying, okay, every employee is going to wear a shirt that has our brand on it. Every employee is going to say, this is what matters to us and how we're going to do it and get it done right. And they all carry that mission, that statement that you set forth in the beginning with this brand, saying this brand is going to represent X, and X is going to get it done. And so everybody that falls under said brand has to perform X. Otherwise, you're not following your brand, and your brand doesn't have integrity, right? And integrity on a brand is everything. So you're absolutely right, Ken. I believe in that fully.
So where do you stand on this? So I kind of feel like it's more branding, but I think it could also be sold as marketing as well. When people do like lunch and learns, and they do scrambles and other networking type events, but when you do a lunch and learn, you're providing basically free education, unless you have a pay to play kind of thing for people to come in. But you are speaking on a topic. You're not necessarily speaking about your business, but yes, your business logo and contact information is there in case people have additional questions.
Right.
So I would say that that's more branding. Or even when we've talked about in the green room also about when people volunteer. Like we did Habitat for Humanity together and painted that house.
Right.
And that wasn't a marketing thing. That was us just being there, and our vehicles happened to be in the pictures or whatever, or mentioned. It wasn't like we were going out there. And
so to me, branding and marketing obviously are always going to be also sales, right? It's the entire side of your company that does the, and I get to refer back to my machine, right? So you have your machine, your conveyor belt with your hopper, and the hopper is that branding, that marketing, and that sales. All three of those pieces fill that hopper, and that hopper is what fills down and makes your widgets go right out your machine, right? And so the branding, the marketing, and the sales are all pivotal to filling that hopper. If you only focus on one, you're not going to get the most out of that machine. If you focus on all three, you're going to get the most out of that machine. But all three of them, to me, are very intricately woven together in the sense that branding is having my brand, in your situation, having my brand on the wall, on the paper plate, on the napkin, on the cup, whatever they're drinking and eating their lunch out of in that situation. That would be branding. It's putting my brand everywhere. It's giving them pamphlets, pens, magnets, whatever it may be, so that they walk away and they keep my brand in mind. Marketing that is going ahead and saying, you need to show up. I want you to show up to this event. I want you to come to this event. You need to show up to this event. Because if you don't market that event and say, come to this event, be at this event, do this event is going to be great, nobody's going to show up to that event. And if nobody shows up to that event, you can't do your sales, which is giving that education and showing them that you're an integral part of and have a great knowledge of your business, and then be able to revert that back to that's what ties directly into your brand, because your brand represents education and this and that. You like that?
Oh, and Pete also says branding.
Also, consistent behavior. See, that's what I just said. I love that, Pete. Man, you're so smart.
But yeah, because when I'm like, for example, when I drive my car, I drive anyways. I'm not really a crazy driver. And when my husband drives my car, it gives me an overwhelming sense of anxiety because he's a very aggressive driver.
And he's got a brand on the, he doesn't.
And my car is completely branded.
Logoed out.
And I'm like, we cannot afford people to be seeing my car driving like this. Like you're on the Indy 500.
I have something to
in
represent.
The local community. Right. Like that is not what I want people to be like, oh, what a jerk. Look at the way she drives.
Right. Right. And that's branding. That is absolutely no.
Why does she look like Rich?
Why does Steph look like a dude?
So when does branding become marketing, and when does marketing become branding? And are you guys, we're halfway through the show. Are you guys going to talk about the big announcement now?
No.
Okay. Hang in there then. Hang in there then. Yeah.
Now wait, hang on now. I have a quick second beef with Kent here because one of the shows ago we were late and we couldn't get in and get tapped in. So I think I logged in about 13 extra minutes that we get on this show today.
Yeah, what happened? Whatever. We can just run it.
We'll run it. Okay. All
right. We'll go to midnight if you want.
Really?
Well, 8. We've got a live show at 8. So we're good for another 4
Deal
hours.
Enough. Can we be on the live show too?
I'm sure they'll
let
you come.
It's off-site, isn't it?
Yeah, they're down at the studios down south in Warrenville. Yeah,
we'll drive down
Slipstream Studios.
We'll drive down.
Yeah, it's a nice place. You like it?
I think when you do things that intertwine, like how we were kind of talking about a moment ago, where your like the actual execution of the event is potentially a whole branding / educational thing, but in order to get people in the seats, you're going to be marketing the event, and that's kind of how they intertwine. When you, I think some of the stuff that when you join networking groups, I think some of it is a mix of that also, because you're
always going to have a mix and be thinking mix of them. The main thing is just knowing branding. To me, the main thing about branding is having a consistent, cohesive model of what your business is and sticking to that logo, that phone number, that email, that website. All of those are tied to a consistent, common goal that your company is out to do.
So do you think this ties into what we did a few shows ago when we said about creating that process book that everybody hates to put together of
SOPs?
Right, when you have your start to finish, like
SOPs, standard operating procedures.
So this way you have your consistency. So in case you guys are wondering, this is how all of our shows are tying together from the start of the development, start of the business. There is a process to this.
It's not all willy-nilly what we're doing here.
However, right, your employees and you are a brand in and of itself. So, for instance,
correct,
you're branding yourself by wearing very colorful bandanas on this show, right?
Personally
branding.
Right. Correct.
And you have to be careful, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I think a lot of employees and business owners, right? On, you know what, I run a limousine company, so you always see me in a tuxedo, and I'm branding Kent's Limousines.
Correct.
And then on Facebook, I'm throwing up because I'm, partying, like it's Girls Gone Wild, right?
I think if you're going to do that, you need to have your personal page private.
You can't.
What do you mean?
Well, no, you can't.
Right.
Yeah,
You can have
I
it
agree with
private
him.
to
Like,
where
well,
you're
you
only
could-
like
you could
friends.
Yeah, but like then all your friends know you, and
Or
then
they
link
share
you to
it or
link
whatever.
Somebody, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like-
people
like-
say that there's like Mom Stephanie, there's Work Stephanie, and then there's Fun Stephanie.
Right, but you are your brand.
I mean, like people
but people know you.
like tell me like there's 3 different Stephanies.
But as a
Like, what does your therapist say?
what is the third Stephanie say?
You know, I
But-
mean, like the way
but-
I am with my kids isn't the same way I am when I'm out with my friends necessarily.
No, but you're genuine, you are honest, and you are upfront, and you don't change your.
Well, my core is the same.
Correct, and that's what matters, is that you're not changing your values
There you go.
or your makeup as an internal person.
Right.
You are presenting yourself as who you are. Now, you can separate and delineate your personal life, your family life, and your work life, which is totally fine, but that's not changing who you are as your core values.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's this? Who? Wow.
Oh, Kelly Carter.
Kelly Carter. I can't see it.
Branding
Can't
is a
move.
piece of marketing. Marketing is
an-
the umbrella.
You need multiple
Multiple
marketing
marketing.
schemes, which include social media, networking, community events, branding mailers, and more. There's so much to everything that is branding and marketing and everything like that. Marketing, yes, I will say branding is underneath something that may be marketing, but I consider branding a whole separate entity, because if you don't start off with that and drive what your brand is, right? My brand is, we want to make sure the job gets done right through and through. That is what's driving our employees to go and make sure that they're well educated, make sure they're following the proper procedures. That's what drives you when you said, hey, I want to start my business and do bookkeeping right. I'm going to go and make sure that I'm following up on all this current laws, right? That's your brand that you said, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right from the beginning. Now
Right.
you can go out and market that.
So if we go back to Lance Armstrong,
Right?
Live Strong, remember that?
Totally.
For his yellow wristbands, Live Strong. I'm a cancer survivor. Hallelujah. 7 Tour de France titles in a row, whatever. And all of a sudden, there's a little bit of
A blemish?
steroid in there,
Issue.
which was off-brand.
Correct.
And what happened to that brand?
Now that brand is tarnished.
Womp, womp.
Right.
Wow.
It doesn't matter the
Yeah.
marketing. The brand can
Right.
absolutely tarnish
Yeah.
the rest of the face. So
Right.
to me, a brand has to be first and foremost driven. And that's almost where you develop your mission statement for your company. Your goals, right, is under that brand, is what's this brand going to go and do? Right now, marketing is driving that brand to do
I
things
agree.
and go and make it happen and make people show up to that brand. But if you're not thinking of the brand first and what the brand represents, you definitely have, you can market all you want on a piece of shit. Can I say shit?
Yeah, we're not regulated.
Beep.
You missed that one.
Whoops.
You're
That
like-
was the 3-second delay.
You can market all you want on a piece of shit, but you're never gonna, if you can't sell that piece of shit, right?
Sure.
If it's a good brand and you got a great thing that's going, it's not a piece of shit, then it doesn't matter. You can market a little bit and you're going to sell it because that brand and that consistency, that
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at the Tiger Woods brand. Same thing, right?
Mhm.
right?
They started hats, clothes, clubs, shoes,
Everything
TW. Right?
tarnished
Tarnished.
again.
And now you don't see a lot of people
No.
hammering that
However,
brand.
he's working to drive it back.
Correct.
It's not like it went away completely.
Correct.
It's not like people burned it and threw it away
No,
like they
no.
did
LeBron James jersey.
Yeah, James.
Oops.
Right, exactly. But it's still, they didn't throw it away. They just went, all right, it's thrown into the back of the closet. And then, hey, he's coming back. Hey, the brand's got more integrity now. Maybe I could throw it up there and wear it. Right.
Mhm.
So yes, I agree. that's not to say if you don't market your brand's, like you can't drive
Right.
and build
I mean,
your
so-
brand, right? Like, so there's so much to.
So what did
the integral
Nike
parts
do?
of it.
Right? They started marketing towards a different brand
And
for
what,
that. Right?
what was Nike's downfall in their brand?
Just
Child labor.
Oh, yeah.
Child labor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much wrong with that.
It doesn't
kids?
apply.
My kids work their
Hey,
ass
kid.
off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kid in the corner, keep
That's right.
pedaling the bike to keep the electricity going.
That's right. Here at
It
2160.
doesn't apply in
Here
family-owned
at 21.6.
businesses. It doesn't apply. Child labor laws.
That's right. On a family business, you think my kids are gonna go first?
That's right. That's right.
But I mean,
Right. So
I don't know. I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, because there's a lot of business owners that I've met where they just don't have. They have I would say a black cloud over them personally, and because they're the face of the company, it's even though they have a good product, it's very difficult for people to get behind them because their brand is so black clouded.
Yeah.
Tarnished,
No
whatever
matter
you
the
wanna say.
marketing. Now that's the thing, is like it's driving that integral part of the brand to me.
Well, and now here's another thing. There are great marketing companies. There are great right out there. There are self-proclaimed great marketing companies out there as well. Why is their branding better than the one you're with, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a dog eat dog world out there. So how do you know you're doing the right thing, branding your company with the right people?
Correct. It's a good question.
I mean, yeah, because there was like for me personally in my business, I could say that I had picked the wrong, I guess, group to be a part of in one of the networking events that I had done, and it almost cost me a couple clients because my clients called me and were like, "How affiliated or in bed are you with this other company?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not. It's just a networking group. It's not that serious."
Correct.
But it was that serious to them because it was affecting my brand in the local market.
Right.
So I had to make a decision as a business owner from there and withdraw from that group because it was going to hurt me more than help me. So you really need to be careful who you get associated with and what you pick and what's out there on social media and what's, you know.
I find that there are many situations you can easily think of and come up with in your company, in your own personal life as you're running your company, where you look at yourself and go, I really want to go this direction because it would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But my brand says I should go this direction.
Yeah.
Right. And that's, now marketing, I don't get that same kind of complex in theory, but if I develop my brand correctly, stick to it and operate to it and develop my people to operate to it, I'm really, like most people are going to drive down that path together as your company. You'll get the outliers always, and that's, you just have to make that decision at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But other than that,
well, I feel like we've thrown out like a whole bunch of different branding ideas and options, but I also kind of want to, kind of hone in a little bit on some of the things that we've mentioned and discussed. You have to pay. You have to pay to do this type of branding with developing your logo, lettering your car, getting a billboard, all these different kinds of things. These you pay for. Then there's other things that you can do with volunteering in your local community, donating whatever. So like that's volunteering, but doing these free lunch and learns, or doing all of these other things or doing free advertising in a sort on Facebook, or
our company
things
does,
like that. Like
our
it
company
doesn't
does adopt a road and cleans up a road in
Right.
the city of Cary.
People drive by to see it.
They see
So
not only drive by to see us, but people that live up and down that road every day drive up and down and see our sign that says, adopt a road by Restoration 1 of Cary. And I hear one guy tells me that all the time. He goes, I see your sign every day when I drive out of my parking lot.
And I wonder if you some bitch is going to get out there and clean that thing.
Yeah, when are you coming around to really clean it? All right, we're coming. I swear to God. But no, there's the other free branding that you can do is, let's face it, nothing is free. right? You said you can go volunteer your time. You can
Mhm.
go post on this. You can go
Hey, Tim.
post on that. Nothing is actually.
Hi.
Hi, friends.
That's Tim
Hi, Tim.
Tim Stewart or Tim Santos?
Santos.
Oh.
Hey, Tim. Good event the other day, dude. Appreciate it. That was fun.
That's
Yeah.
big time branding.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, great branding event and marketing. I mean,
And
there were
marketing.
plenty. They marketed it strong, so a lot of people showed up. It was a great event. But yeah, I lost my thought of contract.
That nothing's free and that
Oh
you
yeah,
volunteer
nothing's
your
free.
time.
You volunteer. Shut up, dude.
Hang in there. We're going over time. This is a good
Listen,
conversation.
Can't promise that
we're
we can
going
go
deep.
overtime. So I lost my train of thought.
We're
We're
going
on to
deep.
free stuff. Nothing is free. You have to volunteer your time. Time is money. Everybody will say it, but there are a bunch of things that you can do that are relatively low cost that can get you great branding. Like I always wanted to give away things to like contractors and things like that had my brand on them. There's so many things that you can do, but we have somebody that just chimed in. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing great. They're happy weekend and
More grace.
Nice day. Awesome. Thank you.
Where are they from?
Yeah, that seems like they're from not in town.
Yeah, he's from Cameroon.
Oh, there you go.
Cameroon. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah.
The weather's nice there.
Bonwy, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're safe down there. I know there was a civil war for a while. So.
Yeah, they're moving people around throughout that area.
Yes.
Yes, they are. Please be safe.
But thanks for tuning in. 21.6 and you're in the know with Steph and Joe.
In the know with Steph and Joe. Branding and marketing. Hope you can brand and market some great things down there. So I think that if you're talking about free, nothing is ever free, but you can definitely go out, and I will say this as I'm staring at a pad of paper right in front of me. I'm going to hold it up for the camera, but let me get it in. Not that camera, but it's got my name, my logo, our information all over it, and there's another one right here on the desk, and they just sit here all day,
cups.
all night. Steph's got her cups here, so there's so much things you can do to just spread out your brand. What?
No, I was just, we're good. We're good.
But
No,
yeah,
it's just-
well, you as a
I'll
business
tell you after
owner,
the show.
you had to pay for the notepads.
I had to
But
pay, but
it's free
this
for them to
one
have them here.
notepad here did not
Right.
cost me
Or
that much.
I know that one of your employees, she manages to make it into, I think, almost every single ribbon cutting there is every year. So
and that costs us very little money
Throughout the tri-state area.
yeah,
throughout the tri-state area. So those are exactly things like, but that still costs me money, right? That's not
But I feel
free.
like
I
it
have
makes
to pay
you money,
for my,
I
I have
feel
to
like.
pay my employee. You're right. You're right. Like that's return on investment. We can
Right.
talk return on. That's what I'm saying is nothing's free per se,
Mhm.
right? But if you're talking good return on investment, yeah, there's a lot of things that make
Marketing
sense.
costs money.
No matter what.
Yeah.
There's
And-
very little you're getting for free.
Well, I
if
guess
you will.
since you're mentioning return on investment, I know that we mentioned this a few shows ago that everybody should have like a CRM or some type of platform
Mhm.
to have everything.
Tracking.
Because I think we have maybe 30 categories right now in my CRM
Which I
of
was gonna
how
say,
we track.
Didn't
everything.
you say 13 earlier?
Yeah, we have. Wait, when?
It jumped. I was going to say, I thought you said 13 earlier and then it jumped.
I don't know. Well, we have a lot because we
Okay.
have different like CPA firms. We have different
Right.
Google stuff, Facebook stuff, Mixer, 3 different chambers, referrals from clients, referrals from friends. Like we just have so many different categories. And yes, I have to ask every single phone call how they heard about us and all the stuff, because if it's not, the box isn't filled in, Rich gets a little alert on his end of the CRM that I
And-
didn't complete the boxes.
And if you don't complete the boxes,
I get a stern talking to.
does it? Do you want me to ask that, Kent? Yes. Does it come with a spanking?
Depends on the day.
Okay. Thank you.
So, but
Kent is giggling. For those that can't see him, he is giggling profusely. But you were going for it, or I was. Okay. I believe in that. All right. Should we announce our announcement, or should we prolong it just a hair longer?
Yeah.
And maybe
So just hang in there, because I got another question, because I learned a lot from you guys, right? And
you actually did.
Yeah, that's why I ask questions.
Or is this the things that we laugh at that we probably shouldn't? Is this how this is going to be?
That'll be off air.
Oh, okay.
That'll be off air.
Okay.
There's
Fair
two
enough.
things.
That was like a long-standing thing in what's your love?
Yeah, it was.
1 and 2.
So what makes a person a good marketer?
Go ahead. I'll let you answer that one first.
I think if I'm going to market my own business,
yeah,
I feel like I have to be confident and have a solid structure in place for that I could stand behind. And then when I go to sell it, I can speak about it in a way that gets other people excited and want to be involved with me. I feel like when you have people that aren't that confident or that don't fit the mold for your company, what is that called? The mission statement?
You could call it your mission statement,
or your brand, or whatever you want to call it. Like I feel like
it would be the brand if they don't fit your company brand. Yeah,
I feel like that comes out, and I feel like they can't talk about it. Like if you're not as educated, I feel like education. I feel confidence, education, and I guess your likability would have to be where my top 3 for marketing.
I mean, I loved your answer. That was totally.
That was good.
Yeah, it was a great answer. To me, that's exactly it. No matter what I did, whether I was working for my company or a corporation, which was my past life, or I was working for a mom and pop, shoe store or a restaurant or wherever it was in my past lives, that was exactly it. Whether I was the owner or an employee, it was education on what I'm doing. So if I'm in a restaurant, I know the menu, I know the ingredients, I know what's in it. I can be fairly well educated on wine if I'm in an Italian restaurant, because you have to pair things. God, I was bad at that, but I could BS my way through it. And not only that, but I could market that I wasn't good at it and get somebody else that was over to help me out. And that would make me look that much better because I just knew what I didn't know. So there's so much yes, I would say you're spot on. It's education. It's knowing that. And then the confidence in what you're doing and what you're talking about, to be able to confidently say, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and we're very knowledgeable and we know what we're doing, that you can go to wherever you want to go. We don't care. As long as they're treating you the same way and you're getting the same product because this is what's right, that's what matters.
I mean, I've had a lot of people come up to me throughout the course of my business that have known me from when I started my business to now. And they say that when they see me out at events and things, like it's a much different person. Like that I was even though I know that I've always been a good bookkeeper, I just don't like talking about myself in that way. Like I don't like talking about my skills, and that it makes me uncomfortable. I could talk about everything else but that. The only time where I'll talk about my skill set or my background and be kind of real aggressive about it is if we're in a dick measuring competition where somebody wants to challenge me about something.
Any time that we're yeah, that's what I was going to see. I honed in on that too, Ken. So
I don't know what else to call it. What do you call it?
No, that's good. Low swinging Richard contest.
So next time I'm in a networking event with you, and somebody starts talking how big their dick is, I'm gonna be like, "Let me introduce you to Steph."
Yeah.
And bring your short ass over here and let you talk shit.
Well, it's just from my previous life was construction and stuff, and you kind of go through a lot of that as a woman because people just don't look at you the same way as a burly guy.
It does. I'm not a burly guy.
Well, I'm just saying,
dick measured all the time.
So I feel like when we start talking about things, or some people that are in a certain demographic will ask me kind of baited questions about my background and career as a bookkeeper, and I know what they're doing.
They're testing.
So then I will sometimes go, down the 1-up aisle to make sure that they know that I know.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I don't like
I get
that.
that,
But like
but
if I'm just standing there and I meet you and I'm like, hey, I'm Steph, probably really won't mention anything about.
No, you don't have to dick measure until they say.
Like I just don't like it.
Can you do this? Can you do that? Right? Like, yes, I agree with that. I don't ever want to. For the audio on that anybody didn't catch a visual, I just flopped my arm onto the desk.
It was his arm.
It wasn't my arm. It was my arm. For anybody love you guys from South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, I always wanted to go there.
Limpopo. Where's that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
it's
Google
in
it
South
when we get
Africa.
out. Well, thank you.
They just said
I'm
that.
gonna get out of here and go find it, and then we're gonna travel there one day.
Oh,
But
Lord.
what I have to say is that I'm not looking to go and you're right, pull everything out in the right beginning. No matter what, a relationship with anybody, whether it be your spouse or a friend or a business relative, it's all about kind of walking into that to see what each person is capable of doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I can walk in, we were at Tim and Dawn's event, and I have met these insurance people before, but have never discussed with them exactly, my knowledge of insurance, and got into good, deep conversations where, I could tell they were asking poignant questions on where my knowledge was, and I was able to discuss and, kind of further walk down that path, which you're right, shows it to me. Though it's not a matter of like, hey, this is
I think
how
it's the
big and
way
strong I am.
people come at me with the question. Like it's just very different. Like
I could be,
but like when I first started going to like mixers and events, or even with my own clients, like I was a little bit more mousy, and my true personality wasn't coming out. And then as I got to know people and I produced whatever I produced with my work, then I just kind of, I feel like it's just very different.
And
like, I don't know.
Then she let the cat out of the cage.
That's when Steph's tips came out.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's usually what happens. But so did you want to give the big announcement now that I feel like we're kind of getting off topic, but yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
So listen, you guys,
did you have another question?
We're over time a little bit.
I mean,
maybe the show just is not long enough.
This leads us. Way to go, Ken, dude! You knew what
so
you were doing.
Professional.
Way to go! Wait, serve it up for
That's
me.
it. There you go.
So the show, clearly, we need more time. We've ran over several times. So what Steph and I have decided is not only to extend this show to 1 hour. Not only are we going to 1 hour, however, we are also going to once a week on Fridays. And I think furthermore, instead of starting at 3:30, we are moving it to 3 o'clock. So we will be 3 o'clock, 1 hour every Friday. Steph and Joe in the know. Come and get your shit.
I don't know what just happened. So, we got all excited.
Start pressing buttons, and now I don't know what happened.
It's such a big announcement. It made everything blink. I so dropped the ball. Right. I so dropped the ball. You guys are awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week at 3 p.m. Central. Right here, Friday, in the know, Steph and Joe, 60 minutes, starting, completing, we're on a run.
We're doing it. And we are going to talk more marketing, next week we'll talk a little more branding. We're going to talk some sales, but next week will be that. And then
the 15th, we got our spouses are coming in.
oh yeah,
So
my wife
people-
doesn't know about this officially yet, so she'll know.
Whoops.
Don't worry. I'm actually she
Whoops.
might know, but
A little bit of marketing next week. I got some good questions on the marketing side.
And then we got
Excellent.
on the 22nd, we got business nightmares.
Ooh, yeah.
So we figure we're getting close to
Yes,
Halloween. And then the 29th, we are going to do moms. So my mom is going to be live in the studio.
We're doing moms?
And yeah.
Wow, whoa.
And Joe.
That's what she said. I'm glad I'm the producer.
And Joe's
Not related.
Joe's mom is gonna
She's gonna dial
tune
in from Beaver Island like
Yeah.
I did.
From Beaver Island.
There
That's
you go.
awesome.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's exciting. This is going to be a fun time. I think it's great, and you guys, you've got a great following. You've branded yourself well.
I mean, we're going
Let's
to
get it out
continue
there.
to market the brand.
That's right. Let's get
We're
it
going
out
to
there.
continue to sell the brand, but I think we do have a great brand we've created. We're going to continue to give you that no bullshit what we think and how we think it.
We'll get you there.
And
Hey, tell you what, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting stuck, caught right in the net here with Steph and Joe. Tune in tonight at 8 p.m. for a new show, new episode, I guess, of the Dream Home Experts. Until next week at 3, have a great one.
thanks,
Bye.
guys.